everyone, Kim and Jen here, and today we're going to talk about picking a cruise. Hi everyone, welcome to Cruising with Kim and Jen. Today is our first episode of YouTube. And we're going to talk about picking a cruise. That's where we started. We started cruising about a year ago, and I think we're obsessed, right?
Yes, we are hooked.
We are hooked. So we thought we'd share some of our tips that we've learned over the past year. I know that doesn't seem like very long, but we've taken quite a few cruises.
Yes.
And we've learned a lot.
Yes.
And we thought we'd share it with you. So today we're going to talk about picking a cruise, and our first place to start would be itinerary, don't you think?
I know for us, we decided kind of where we wanted to go, what places we wanted to visit, being our first cruise. And so we picked where we wanted to go. Then we looked to see, okay, Royal Caribbean goes there, Carnival goes there. Let's, pick a ship. We picked the one that suited us best for the date and, when we could go. And
Dates are important too.
Yeah, dates are important. You have to think about the time of year you want to go, whether you're taking kids with you, whether you're okay with kids being on the cruise ships, because all the cruises have kids on them. You can't really get away from that. But there are times of the year that there might be less kids.
Absolutely. And also you want to think about, what's your budget? What is your budget when you're going to go on the cruise? Now, we have been exclusive to Royal Caribbean and Carnival, up to this point. Yes. And so we usually started with our itinerary, like where do we want to go? And we wanted to go to the Caribbean is where we wanted to go. And there's Western Caribbean, Eastern Caribbean, Southern Caribbean. And so we kind of decided to go Western at first. So we picked our ship, which was Carnival.
Yes.
And we didn't go big at first, so we went Carnival Dream was our choice.
It was pretty big, but
yeah, it was. It was pretty big.
Pretty big.
And another thing you want to think of is the port that you're going to leave from. We were thinking of a price, and so we live in the Midwest, and so we wanted to make sure we could get something that wasn't too far for us. So we picked the Galveston port. Yeah. And so we flew out, from our area to Galveston.
Another thing to think about is, according to time of the year, like what month you'd like to cruise in. Hurricane season is about 6 months long, so half the year just about is hurricane season. We didn't worry too much about that. We just kind of went when it was good for us.
Yeah.
When we went the end of August, which was hurricane season.
When is hurricane season?
It's like the 1st of June to the 1st of November, I think, or through November.
Right. Yeah.
But we went on a June one, we went on an August one, we went on a November one, and
February.
It was good. It was all good. We didn't have any hurricanes. It was fine.
Yes.
But
and they're pretty good about. They watch the weather and then they will steer you around things.
Yeah.
We've been told.
Yeah.
Although I have seen videos, where
they ran into a storm that they couldn't avoid or
for
whatever.
sure.
But,
For sure. But
for the most part.
If that's something that scares you or worries you, maybe avoid during that time.
Go the first half of the year.
Yeah, first half of the year. I think they'd be better. And it's reasonable.
And just remember March, April, kind of spring break times. Maybe
prices are up.
Prices are up. A lot of kids.
Yep.
Summer prices are up. A lot of kids. Anytime kids are out of school, prices are up.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah. And people also need to think about what cruise line do you really want to go on. That didn't seem to matter to us when we first started because we went on Carnival. Carnival's traditionally what they call the fun ship.
Fun ship, yeah.
And it was fun.
And it was fun.
Yeah, it was
we
fun.
did have fun.
Yeah, deck parties.
We did 2 Carnivals and then we did 2 Royal Caribbeans and we loved them all.
Oh my gosh, yes. I would say Carnival is more of a party ship. I would say
A little bit more of a party atmosphere.
Yeah, a little bit more party atmosphere.
They've got all kinds of deck parties.
Oh yeah, weren't those fun?
Yeah, the deck parties were fun.
Yeah.
The cruise director very involved.
Fun.
You know, dancing with you, leading the dances, leading the parties, getting everybody all pumped up for these parties, and
Love it.
they were a good time. They really were. Kids were there. Kids had fun. It was kind of for everybody.
Yeah, very much so. And then Royal, I would say maybe not more conservative, just maybe a little bit more traditional, I would say. They don't have the deck parties as much as how Carnival has, but they do have parades on the inside. They have tons of events. Tons of events to do.
There's
so
tons of stuff.
lots and lots of stuff for
There's
kids
so
to
many
do.
things on both of these cruise lines to do. I can't imagine you being bored.
No.
Unless you just want to be. And that's fine too. But if you're worried about, I'm going to be bored, there's not enough to do, there's plenty to do.
So just check the ships is what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
See what you want to do. Are water slides important? Is ice skating important? If ice skating is important, you'll go Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
Water slides, probably you would go Carnival. I mean, but then again, they've got them on Royal.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
have,
it just
depends on the ship.
Yeah, it just depends on.
I think really Royal Caribbean has kind of more for kids to do.
I do too now.
In that area,
Yeah.
they've got the big water
Yeah.
slides. They've got slides that aren't water slides.
Yeah.
They've got
Rock climbing.
Rock climbing. They've got
Zip line.
zip line. What's the other? The surf. The
Oh,
surf thing.
Flow Rider.
The Flow Rider.
Flow Rider. Oh, that was
Flow Rider.
fun.
Very
yeah.
popular with the kids. Both cruise lines have basketball and mini golf and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So lots to do.
So much to do.
Um,
So I think you do okay either way.
Yeah.
Now the next thing you need to think about your cabin. And I hear so many people. This is like a hot topic. Do I go interior? Do I go exterior? Do I do a suite? Our best advice is go with your budget.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, because interior is going to be cheaper. It's going to be less expensive.
Yeah, and we hear a lot of people say, we don't care, we don't need a balcony.
Absolutely.
All we do is sleep. We go in, we sleep, we get up, we hit the deck. We like the balcony.
We do.
We have chosen that's just something that we like. We like to go out there in the morning and just kind of look at the water and kind of have wake up time. We like to go out there in the evening. It's just,
it's nice. And you can have room service breakfast, where they'll bring it to you. It's free of charge.
Take it out on the deck.
Yeah, we found that to be nice, especially if we're going to have an excursion that day and then gets our day off and going. But definitely you want to check your budget and then just go with your budget. Now, when we were doing balcony, we decided to save money we went on the world's largest ship. We went on the Royal Caribbean, the Wonder, and we were trying to save some money for a balcony, and we did a guarantee room.
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk.
Yeah. I don't think I would do that again.
No.
Just because I like to have control over what I'm doing. I mean, let's face it.
Really?
We're both fussy.
Yes,
we like what we like, and we're a little particular.
Yes.
But we did choose the guarantee balcony, and we found out maybe a month or so before we sailed what our room was.
Right.
And sort of like I expected, it was in the very back of the ship.
The very back.
So it was a lot of walking from the elevator back there, and it was fine otherwise.
It was just a big ship with a lot of walking.
With a lot of walking.
Yeah.
And we have found in our year of cruising that we love being by the elevator.
Absolutely.
Got to be by the elevator.
Gotta be. I mean, that's our criteria now.
Some people worry
Elevator.
that maybe it's too noisy.
Never.
Nope, wasn't noisy.
Nope.
Wasn't noisy.
And we've stayed in many by the elevator.
Yes,
Yeah.
we actually got moved from a room on a Carnival ship because it had some noise issues. Excuse me. A lot of noise issues, and we got moved to a room that was near the elevator, and oh my gosh, we loved it. We were like, well, we got to have this room from now on.
Absolutely. And so we kind of stuck true to the elevator. Now, Kim, what is that you always pull up? Because you always look up.
Yes, I always go on and look at the deck plans. You can do it on each Carnival or Royal, whichever cruise line you're picking. They have deck plans, but I like using cruisemapper.com. They have deck plans on all the ships. They have a lot of other stuff on there too, but I just found it a little bit easier to look at. And I always go on there and kind of look and see where the rooms are. We look and see what's above, what's below, what's near us that we might want to be, you know, have a cabin near.
Absolutely, because like depending on the ship, but most of in the back of the ship is where the food is, and the front of the ship is more the fun and activities. And you don't want something right above you usually, or right below you. We've had that before in our guarantee room,
Yeah.
where they moved chairs around.
We had the windjammer above us, and
which is
it was a little bit
the
noisy.
restaurant, and so
Yeah.
it was noisy, but
So yeah, something to think about. We
Yes.
learned these things along the way. These are
Right.
things you don't know, you don't think about until you're there, and then you kind of see what you prefer.
that's right. So
So
that's our tips and tricks for picking.
picking your cruise, kind of
cruise.
in a nutshell.
Yes. So what are we going to talk about in our next episode?
Okay, next episode, tune in because we're going to talk about all the things you're going to want to pack to get to your cruise.
Absolutely. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us. Cruising with Jen and Kim. No, Cruising with Kim and Jen. We will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.